And I see the robin.
I'm just searching for equality, looking for some reason, no finding no apologies. But I do want opportunity, hard work, it ain't new to me.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Auntie Bee.
And it's Rach the Gem. Ladies, how y'all feeling? Brothers, y'all all right?
Hey. Doom, doom, doom. Welcome to Melanin Boulevard, you guys. We are in week 6.
Yay. Thanks for listening.
Yes, you guys have been rocking with us for a month and a half. So kudos to y'all.
Whoop, whoop.
Thanks for all the shares and all of that good stuff, too.
Yeah, well, how was your holiday?
So I spent a lot of my holiday like just sitting and well, actually not sitting, standing, because I was cooking, and thinking and just like really sitting here just trying to grasp the concept of this LaToya Brown case or stuff that's been going on.
Oh, about yeah.
That. So first of all, justice for her. Because right after she got arrested, you know, they changed the laws, teen prostitution. They can't get prosecuted till they're 18. And she was like 15 when this happened. And like, I'm not saying free her because at the end of the day, she did kill somebody.
But why did
review
she
her
kill
case.
someone?
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Why did she kill somebody? So I spent the most of my holiday just kind of reflecting on that and how fucked up the judicial system is. So, what about you?
My weekend wasn't that deep. It was...
I'd have my moments.
Yeah, you know, you put on that righteous hat and because I took it off for the weekend and ate some mac and cheese. You feel me?
All right.
So no, it was cool, you know. Hey, it was cool. It was Thanksgiving. I ate the food. I ate no meat, but I sure did eat my mom's mac and cheese. My greens were fire. Mm-hmm. Nobody complained because it didn't have meat in it.
Oh, good.
So, but yeah, it was real cool. I actually kept it really relaxed. I didn't do a lot of running around.
Now, see, that I did do that. Actually, I guess I did do some good things. So I copped a Amazon Echo. So now when I'm in my kitchen, I'm like, Alexa, play Beyonce. She'd be like, shuffling Beyonce. And then I'll be in there grooving. So I did get that on Black Friday.
Oh, my goodness.
Real good price. And then
you got the FBI all in your house.
Girl, let them get in there.
CIA just
ain't
listening.
Shit to see.
Listening to all your conversation.
Look, if y'all can't pick me up from my cell phone frequency, then here, have at it. And then I copped some... a room in New Orleans, so me and my husband will go on a getaway in January.
Aw, that's cute.
I know. I can't do Essence so far. I'm still trying to work that out.
It's just so much going on,
and not only that, it's gonna be extra crowded just
because of that movie.
Trip. So, and I've been there when it was crowded before, and I was kind of like, ooh.
I don't like crowds.
Yeah, so I don't think Essence will be good for you.
Is there a window that I can look out of and see? I don't like being around large groups of people.
Yeah, no,
like that.
You wouldn't. You literally would probably stay in your room.
But I like to go to parties.
Oh, those they be crowded, super crowded. Gosh. Yeah, super crowded.
Well, yeah. Well, oh, you know what? It was my aunt's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Aunt Zolani. She's 50.
Hey.
And cracking.
Okay.
So shout out to her.
Well, it's them golden years. When you golden in your golden years, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You got grown kids. You can do what you want to do.
God, that will be the day. Mm-hmm. That will be the day.
She's living a life. So happy birthday to her. I hope she's listening. So happy birthday to her. So we're going to get into the health tip.
Yes, let's get the ball rolling. So this week's health tip is going to be on wintertime hydration. And it's very important because these months are coming in. You guys are probably already, if you're like me, rolling out your scarves and your boots and extra thick jackets because it's starting to get cold. One of the things that we tend to do during the wintertime is we forget to drink water because we're not hot. It's not like, especially in the desert cities, the sun isn't like baking your scalp. So we forget to drink
on Thanksgiving.
Water.
It was like 80 degrees. Oh my gosh, it was hot on Thanksgiving.
I didn't go outside until after, like, it was after dark when we fried the last turkey.
It was
that's
hot.
when I went outside.
My bad. Go ahead, proceed.
But so a couple of tips here. Maintain your water intake as if it were the summer months. Again, very, very important because just because you're not hot doesn't mean your body does not need the water. What that's going to do is help keep the mucus thin, which is going to prevent sinus blockage and ultimately sinus infections, which we know there's a lot of blockage now coming through. I felt it on Monday. As soon as that wind hit my nose, the next day I sneezed, nose is bleeding. Racheal over here sniffing now.
I am.
We ain't even drinking wine. We drinking tea right now to try to, get all the nasty stuff up. So you want to make sure you're drinking water to keep the mucus very thin. It's also going to keep your skin hydrated, especially because the winter months are very, very harsh on your skin. For those of us who wear natural hair, it's very harsh on your hair too. So the water is going to help with that. Yes,
and that coconut oil.
Water will cause your skin to stay hydrated because, like I said, it's going to dry you out with these winter months.
And when that wind gets blowing, your lips going to get extra chapped.
Not if you're drinking water. Just saying.
You gotta.
It's flu season. So drink your water, flush out all the toxins in your body before they even grab a hold to your cells and start creating some nastiness. So just make sure to do that. And also, of course, holiday food, things of that nature. Drinking water, add a little lemon to it, some cucumber, something like that will keep you full, and it's going to reduce your cravings so that way you don't overeat. So yeah, that's the health tip for the week. Just staying hydrated during the winter time. And now we're going to move on to our next segment, which is called
This Week Queenin.
So this week we're going to give the crown to LaToya Cantrell. If you guys are not familiar with who she is, she was just elected the first woman mayor of New Orleans.
You go, girl.
So not only are you the first woman, but you a black queen, an African-American queen.
In New Orleans.
And you got elected. So shout out to her for just being awesome, sprinkling that black girl magic, letting them know, hey, this is what it is. She gained her political following when she worked to help her neighborhood that got hit pretty hard during Hurricane Katrina. And also, I just recently read that y'all already messing with her.
Y'all better stop.
Like, you can mess with her all you want to.
She's still the mayor.
Period. So go ahead and subpoena her credit card records
and
say she was not using the money properly and whatever.
I wish I would try to get her out of office.
They already starting. And it's a double whammy because, like I said, she's a woman and she's black. So there's not liking that. But it is what it is. She got elected and New Orleans has its first black woman mayor. So happy
congratulations to her. Yes. And let's make history.
I love when we make history. It really sets the tone for girls who are looking into that area. It just kind of puts it there where this can happen, and that's what we want to do as women. We want to set examples for the younger generation so they're not out here twerking. And
what's wrong with twerking?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with twerking, but when you're twerking and showing all this ignorance and stuff,
but you can be mayor and twerk. Yeah,
girl, twerk it out. I don't care what you do, but just be smart about it. And the younger generation, unfortunately, they're not.
They just want to twerk and get famous
and have a sugar daddy, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But still,
I need about 2 or 3 of them. But that don't want no sugar though. Let's move on. Word on the boulevard.
Yes.
All right. So what's nice with my weekend is that since it was a holiday, I did get to watch a little bit more, watch TV for once.
Reality.
Instead of, working and running and watching Peppa Pig in between.
Oh.
Right. So, congratulations to Kevin Hart on the baby.
Yay.
What was the baby's name again?
Kenzo. Baby Kenzo.
Baby Kenzo. Wasn't that a clothing line? I think it's a clothing line.
I know
too.
that's Kimora Lee Simmons' son's name is Kenzo.
It's a cute name.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I know a baby named Kenzo. I can't stand his bitch ass mama though.
Oh. This is what we're going to do today?
Just saying.
Oh boy.
In my feelings. Just stepped out. Continue, Ray.
Sorry. All right. So, congrats to Kevin Hart. And don't we love Erykah Badu?
Wait, you ain't gonna congratulate his wife?
Oh, congratulations to her too.
The shade.
I really was just gonna keep it pushing because I'm like, let's see how long this lasts. She done got her baby now. He done cheated on her. Next
shade.
Step 2 is what you gonna do.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna go into it, but since you want to go ahead and bring it out,
I mean, it's part of the story.
What's his ex-wife's name?
His ex-wife?
Yeah,
is Tori.
Tori. I was gonna say Toya. I'm like, no, that's not it. Tori. She probably sitting back like, I done told you. I done told you.
I know she is. Like, girl, how you get them is how you lose them.
Hey, you thought you were special. Let's move on. But congratulations.
Yeah. Cute baby.
Congratulations. Cute name, too. Okay. I acted like he birthed the baby. Yeah, nah. My bad. We love Erykah Badu.
We do.
Ladies, how y'all feeling? Brothers, y'all all right?
Y'all all right?
So, Carl Tyrone turned 20. Can you believe that?
I can, because I remember when that song came out, I was 8 months pregnant with my oldest child.
Really?
And I remember singing the song in the shower, but really was like directing it at her daddy.
Oh, okay.
Because he was a bitch.
Oh,
but yeah, I remember that song came out. That whole entire album, Erykah Badu Live,
fire.
I still listen to that
on everything,
girl.
It's a classic.
It
don't do it. Girl. I love me some Erykah Badu. I listen to her on a regular.
I do too, because she's an artist and she's sensitive about her shit.
Don't get it twisted. All right. Sarah Bellum. What she call herself? Analog girl in the digital world. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we love Erykah. Now, so congratulations to her too. Let's just talk about these people in Libya. So I'm seeing two different stories, okay? So if you've seen the pictures, because I think they actually talked about it on CNN, and they were talking about Africans being sold in Libya for $200, $400 by, I want to say, Middle Eastern.
Yeah, Libya. Mm-hmm.
So it got me hecka heated, because what pisses me off, one, is when Black people are going through things around the world, being killed and being beaten, they still just show the pictures like it was a zebra that got mauled by a lion.
Shit, even that's gruesome.
It is, but they just show it like it's nothing, you know? So they broke it on CNN, but I really didn't see like a big uproar about it. It's like, oh, okay, next. But it's really started, it got to me from the beginning. So basically they're saying that they're just kidnapping these Africans and these Black Africans, and they're auctioning them off. But I read another article where they're trying to get to another country and they have to cross through Libya. And they have to go like the back way or whatever, and they're just getting them and beating them up and selling them and reselling them. What's going on? Let's do something about this. Who's in Africa that's gonna do something?
You know what? And here's my thing. My issue with the situation is because in the U.S. we insert ourselves into everybody's drama.
Damn business.
Like, we not gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that pissed me off. But then again, I had to stop and think about it. Who's in office?
Right.
And then that was the end of that thought for me. But
it's sickening.
It is. And I looked at some of the pictures today and I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what fucking year do we live in?
Right.
You know, what the hell is going on that these motherfuckers think it's okay for you guys to sell Africans?
Right.
Again. I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's some bullshit.
It is some motherfucking bullshit.
Okay, it didn't come out.
So that made me mad. Yeah. I want to do something about it. Just bring awareness to it. One, let's start there. Let's talk about it.
I think by continuously like sharing and, you know, spreading the word and stuff like that, that's actually is bringing a ton of awareness to it. I think the first time I heard about it, I want to say it was Lisa Ling that did the CNN special. I'm not sure if it was her or not, but somebody did CNN special, and I remember I was braiding my hair, and so I couldn't watch the TV, but I was listening to it, and I was just like, pause. What the hell? And it was just overwhelming, Because I'm just like, in this day and age, people really still have this mindset. And I don't know why I'm surprised. I guess I'm more surprised because you would think Libya is Middle Eastern, right?
Libya is Middle Eastern.
Oh, shit.
They always trying to take countries that are in Africa and say they're the Middle East. Egypt is not the Middle East. Egypt is in Africa.
You want me to add, let me ask Siri. It is. Don't. It is a part of Africa, but I have a few Egyptian friends who broke that down for me. That's for a whole nother story.
First of all, Egypt is in Africa. It's in Africa on the continent. Egypt came about, and the lighter skinned people came about by the Middle Eastern people coming and invading their land. So while those people don't identify as African, the country is in Africa, but their people are not from Africa.
Right.
Egypt is in Africa.
It is.
Libya is in Africa. But these countries that were invaded by these Middle Eastern people, now they don't want to identify themselves as African because their people are not of that land.
Well, a friend of mine said that when her I want to say grandmother or great grandparents migrated to here from Egypt, that when they first got here they were calling them Caucasian.
Calling who Caucasian?
They were calling her family Caucasian when they migrated from Egypt. And so they don't, I think what it is they don't, from what I understand, they don't identify as anything else but Egyptian.
So they're their own continent.
I mean,
get the fuck out of here.
I really don't consider myself American. You know, my paperwork says it. I was born here.
But in the same way, okay, me and you, we live in America. Mm-hmm. Our roots could be from Africa, or they could be indigenous to this land, right? But let's just say our roots are from Africa. Mm-hmm. We live in Las Vegas.
I'm a Las Vegian.
We're not saying this is Las Vegas, but we're not a part of the United States or Nevada.
Right.
We're saying that we don't identify.
I think it's because instead of identifying with, it's just like how with like Asian countries, European countries, they're all on that continent, but the country is separate. Like you would say, okay, this person is Asian, but the political correct way of saying is, oh, they're Japanese or oh, they're Chinese.
But Asia's still a country.
No, Asia's a continent.
It is? Oh, it sure is. Okay. So Asia, my bad. Asia is a continent, but
inside the continent you have your small like countries. And I think that's what she was saying when she was saying that that's how they identify by their actual country, not the continent itself, which makes sense. So we know the location of it.
Right.
But you don't have to necessarily identify with the continent itself because that's a big ass fucking continent.
It is a big ass continent. So let's talk about Nigeria. You have Nigerians from Nigeria. Mm-hmm. They're African.
They are. Because we'll get into this another time. Oh, that was my chair again.
Stop trying to separate yourself from Africa.
What?
The motherland.
Who?
People.
Oh my God.
Moving on. Did you watch the Soul Train Awards?
I didn't. I don't watch award shows. Oh God. Sorry.
I don't really have the time to watch, but this week I did. Mm-hmm. Today I got time. So I did. I wasn't even going to come step to you in the first place. Oh. But today I got time. Okay.
Why don't you go drop your little son off and run my fade?
Not your little son, no.
Or he said little baby little son or something. All I know is he said
he was
run
ready.
My fade. And I was just like, these are white kids. What is happening right now?
I love that video. So I did watch the Soul Train Awards, and because I don't get a lot of time to watch TV, I be looking forward to my little time.
Right.
I don't like to waste my time, and I don't like to waste my money. But it seems like, maybe this is just me, that the Soul Train Awards is always like a little nigga rigged. Does it seem like that to you?
It's a nigga show.
But it doesn't mean that it has to be like... The BET Awards aren't nigga rigged, but the Soul Train Awards seem a little makeshift.
The BET Awards seem makeshift to me whenever I do watch them. Every time I watch the BET Awards, I'm like, this is so niggerish. Like, it's just bad.
The Soul Train Awards, I love Erykah Badu. Of course, she hosted for this the second or third year? I don't know. Because I didn't watch it last year. But SWV opened. And at first, I was a little worried. I was I was concerned. Coco started up. I said, okay.
Girl, you still got them pipes?
she still got them. They're there. She still got the pipes. Didn't say what was the condition, but the pipes are still there. The outfits were a bit of a concern.
Look this shit up. Let me grab my phone.
It was one had a knee brace on. And they were all in flats. So, the one with the knee brace was like, girl, I can't go out in these heels. So, we all got a match. So,
they better Beyonce Destiny's Child that situation. I'm still going to wear my heels.
Okay. Kelly. No, Michelle.
Okay, Michelle.
You just going to be short today.
Right. You just got to deal with it.
So, I was like, okay. So at first I was like, had a little eyebrow up. But then, they did pull it together with the vocals. I was actually like, okay, they had like a cool little opening and it was like a little mini concert. I was like, okay, how many songs they gonna do? That's what's up.
Oh, these dresses.
the glitter skirts were. I was like, oh, okay. They got the baseball shirts on and the... Mm-hmm.
So... I don't know if anybody ever had a grandmother that was a cheerleader.
Oh, gosh.
Remember when the cheerleading outfits used to be a one piece? Just put the whole thing on and the skirt went down to their knees. That is what that shit looks like.
And
terrible. Tacky.
It was.
Absolutely tacky.
On a lighter note, Method Man is fine, okay?
METHOD. Man.
Oh, my gosh. That man is fine.
Clifford, that's his real name.
Clifford, what'd it do? Is he married?
I don't know, probably. Because remember, she was all he needed to get by.
And then she flipped over the car. I beat that. If you don't know that video, watch it. So yeah, they did cool. Method Man came out, and that was what's up. And then Erykah Badu came out and she did kneel for Kaepernick. That was cute.
Good.
I love her shade. And if you did not notice, Erykah Badu don't have no eyebrows.
No, I didn't notice that. No, let me Google.
You got to pull it up. She don't have no eyebrows. I was like, what is going on? She was throwing more shades than the pitcher in the Dodgers. Okay. I was just noticing little stuff in there that was making me laugh. The R&B cipher or the soul cipher. Whew, Lord. Oh, you saw them eyebrows? She doesn't have any eyebrows. Where are her eyebrows?
Well, she got them on some of these pictures.
But on the award,
on the super thin.
The Soul Train Award, she didn't have no doggone eyebrows.
They're super, super, super
thin. In the purple outfit. Because I was like, something's strange about her. And I really looked at her face. I'm like, oh my gosh, she done did the whoopee.
Okay. That's girl.
So, she didn't have any eyebrows. She was throwing shade. Tamar and back to Soul Cypher. Bilal, I love you. Anyways.
Yeah, I love Bilal too.
Oh yes. We could have called it the the Braxton mini concert.
Yeah, I did catch that part because the encore was on the other day, just willy nilly on my television, and I was like, "What is this?" And then she got up there, and I was like, "Tony."
Oh my gosh, Tony. I'm gonna get to that. Let's just talk about Tamar real quick. Tamar,
what'd she do?
Let's talk about this wig.
Oh, it was hideous.
What was going on with her eyes? She had one big eye, one little eye.
That's that I'm going through a divorce shit.
She looked like she... Okay. Something's going on with her eyes because she was trying to keep them wide open, but they was like shutting on her. You have to watch it. You gotta watch it.
Wonder if she sniffed a little booger sugar before
I'm thinking she got that Wendy Williams thing going on.
Oh, hell.
That's why she was sitting down the whole performance.
Oh, my God.
Tony. Not the group. Tony Braxton. We just gonna say it 3 times. I've not been a huge Tony fan. She has some classic songs, yes, but I have not ever bought an album.
See, because I think I got how many years on you? I got 9 years on you. I got almost 10 years on you.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, because how old are you?
Girl, I'm 25. Don't try me.
No, how old are you?
Don't try me. Don't do it.
I think I have some years on you. I know I do. So she was like super poppy when I was like in school. So like she was your go-to, like everybody dropped the draws mixtape.
He wasn't man enough for me time frame, or Unbreak My Heart, or
even before then, like her very first
album.
Very first, like the one with 7 whole days. I think someone did that song on there. It's just a couple other songs she did, but Man Enough for Me, I think that came on the second album. I don't know. She was the shit when I was in high school. But yeah, what about that tribute though?
Okay. The tribute was terrible except for Jessie J. She did a good job, and then there was these 2 other niggas in see-through shirts, and I was
You don't like Luke James?
He wasn't doing it for me. He wasn't doing it for me. Something wasn't right, and he was on my nerves, and I wanted to change the channel.
Yeah, I don't know who the other dude was. Ro James? I don't know who that was, but I love me some Luke James, mainly because he's really good friends with Beyonce. I love his music.
I'm gonna have to get on the wave and see what that's about, but I was not feeling him.
Yeah, I like Luke
and then she got up to sing, and she was out of breath. I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, but it just wasn't good, and she was just doing too much with her shimmies.
Girl, then when the bottom part of her dress was
everything, I was watching it, and I told my aunt, I said, if she ripped that dress off, I'm going upstairs. And she ripped the doggone dress off.
He's like, oh, talk to y'all later, bye.
Can we be more predictable?
Right. Girl, you've been doing that for years. Do something different. Rip the top part off and have like a bikini top on or something.
Like everybody gonna be in the crowd like, ooh, I thought she was gonna rip the bottom off.
Girl, no, I got you. Cut it off.
So yeah. I didn't really enjoy her performance. It wasn't good, and she was just doing too much with the. Oh my God! Like it was a Vegas showgirl show, and I was just
I agree with that.
1,000 seats. And what was funny is when Erykah Badu was introducing Tamar, they mama was reading the prompter and reading the words. I was a weak. So as Erykah Badu is introducing Tamar, mom in the back saying all the words, mouthing the words. Watch it, rewind it, you gonna die.
And the camera was on her.
Girl,
like,
yes.
You see this fuckery back here? Pan in.
Mama, stop moving your lips, mama.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I was weak. I was like, she gonna introduce her baby. Oh my gosh. So, but other than that, Tank, he did that.
Not a fan.
Beg your pardon.
I've never been a fan of Tank.
Oh my God.
Except for Maybe I Deserve. That was it.
Well, he did that with that song.
And the fact that he got my never mind, I'll just keep that one to myself.
Go
ahead. Nope.
Spill it.
Nope.
We are drinking tea today, so
yeah, so I can't spill it. If I was drunk, then I would have told all my little secret inside business.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll get it. I'll get it later. So that was pretty much it. You know, I didn't get to watch too much TV, but I did watch that, and that was fun.
Yeah.
Between Tamar's eyes and SWV skirts, I was really over it, to be honest.
They had on them, our daddy is the preacher skirts.
Okay.
The our daddy is the preacher, but we gonna be bold type skirts.
And put glitter on me.
Girl.
Oh boy. Okay, so then let's talk about some big news that happened this weekend is the royal family.
Chocolate's coming.
I don't know. It's not really, I don't know. Meghan, is it Markle? She is engaged to Prince Harry. And she's half black. Her mama is a black woman.
She is.
Ain't nothing other than a black woman. And it's cute. And she's already being mad disrespected, and it's ridiculous.
Here's the issue I have with it. Oh God, So today I posted something on my Facebook where people tweeting, calling her like nigger, shit like that, and saying how they messing up the royal bloodline, blah 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 blah, yada yada yada. So I'm not gonna pretend to know what she feels like, because even though I am mixed raced, I still identify as a black woman. With her story, she identifies as being biracial because she doesn't want to pick which parent is better than the other.
Well, I mean, it's not maybe about being better, but nobody said you have to pick in the first place. That's who you are.
Well, no, they did. This is why she came up with that. She had to take a census test, and other wasn't an option. She had to either pick Caucasian or African American, and she didn't want to pick it.
What census was this?
It was at school, when she was at school.
So that was the only options?
Yeah, they have, like other Pacific Islanders, your normal things, but normally nowadays they'll have other
and a line.
And a line, or you can check multiple, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel her on that. Like I said, I personally don't, I was raised as a black woman. That's how I identify. But her struggle in having to deal with all this racial bullshit because you're in love.
Yeah, that's messed up.
That's like fucked up on a totally different level, because why? Love is like supposed to be the biggest emotion that you're supposed to be able to express freely. And now,
who's supposed to be able to express?
Everybody? According to God. I mean, go church on y'all, but hallelujah. So for her to feel like I'm not even gonna say she feels like that, because I'm pretty sure he did prep her for this, and her parents probably prepped her for it or whatever. But for her to be just kind of like attacked like that, because she's in love, she does not deserve that at all. And y'all out here making it seem like she's maliciously going in saying, oh, you know what? It's time to go and invade the royal family. Now, we out here saying that because why not? Right. Hey, get it, girl.
Wouldn't that be karma?
Right. I mean,
just a little bit. It ain't even
a tad bit.
Even a fraction of a
slightly
of a nothing, a essence of no type of karma, but it's a little song.
I mean, just saying, 300 years.
More than
last years. But so I was just like really upset and frustrated about that today, because I was just like, y'all are really out here coming at this girl's neck, and never mind the fact that her dad is white.
Right. Never
mind that. All you see is that her mom's black, she's automatically a nigger. That shit right there.
But you already know what that is.
I know. And that's one of the reasons why I say I identify as a black woman, because it doesn't matter what I check on the thing, to everybody else, all they see is black woman.
Right.
And it's crazy because I was watching an episode of Blackish not too long ago, and Tracy Ellis Ross character on there, Rainbow. Mm-hmm. She had that same conversation with her dad, and her dad was like basically saying that when he knew that she would be identified as an African American woman, when he took her out one day and they asked who she was to him. And I was just like, damn. So then I was listening to one of little things that was on Facebook today, an interview with Meghan Markle, and she was saying that one time she was in the park with her mom, and the other, like, everybody approached the mom like she was the nanny.
What?
Because she lived in a predominantly white neighborhood.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and that's why she said she didn't want to choose which parent is better than the other one. Like, it's just kind of like, I'm biracial, I'm identifying as both. And honestly, you have the right to do that as a biracial, mixed racial, triracial, whatever person. I personally don't do it, but it is what it is.
Excuse me. Yeah, I will be following this story.
Girl,
I think it's awesome because she's
bought my dress for the wedding. I'm gonna get my plane ticket. I'm cousin Brandy. That's right.
I just hope for the best for her, and I hope that this doesn't affect their relationship if they're really truly happy.
Yeah.
On another note, because I am me, who's her dad, and normally these families and you can't just pick who you want to pick. So ain't no telling her dad might be connected to the family in some way. But at the end of the day, she's still black, and people are going to find that an issue.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do some research on her dad. I know she grew up in L.A., like some predominantly white neighborhood.
She's
in LA.
American. Let's go.
All
Black
of the
woman.
Americans. All of the Americans.
Wow.
But yeah, so that story just kind of like, I'm going to follow it. I can't wait to see the wedding because, you know what? They be having some bomb dresses. I ain't even finna front. I ain't even going front.
I've never watched the royal
Really?
wedding. I might this time.
I watched the last one with Kate Middleton because I just thought like, because for me, they gave Princess Diana such a hard time because she was a commoner.
Yeah.
And so Kate Middleton a commoner.
Isn't it funny how that happened?
Right. I feel like Diana, like Harlem shaking in her grave, like, let's get it, boys. I done taught you well.
Right?
You know
like they already got the memo.
Right.
The memo was under their pillow. And they like, okay, mom, bet.
Right.
This what we gonna do. And better yet, she gonna be black.
How about that? Harry told, what's the other name? William. It was William. Harry sent that fool a text and said, hey, I'm finna one-up you. I'm bringing home a black commoner. How about that? From America. And William was sitting there looking at his phone like, ain't this a bitch?
Right? He thought he did something. No, you didn't.
Did something.
No, you didn't. So it's cute. They were cute together when they came out. And they said they had their little waves and stuff.
They've been together for a while, though. Like, they've been dating for quite some time now. Because I remember when he first surfaced with her, it was issues then, like, oh, he's dating a black girl. And I think it's been about 2 to 3 years that they've been together.
I don't even pay attention to those people. So.
Yeah, I do. Just because I be liking to see what's going on. And I'm all about seeing white people drama. Because you get to sit back and be like, oh, shit. Like, it's not us this time. Oh, shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Who is the real daddy of Harry? Mm-hmm.
Girl.
But you know. Diamond Reynolds.
Okay. This story. So, Diamond Reynolds, if you guys are not familiar with her, she is Philando Castile's girlfriend, the one who actually went onto Facebook Live right after he was shot with the officer, and her baby in the back seat. So she just settled, I believe it was with the city and the state or the county, one of the two. They gave her $800,000
for her husband's life.
That's it. Well, they wasn't married, but
whatever.
Still, that's it. $800,000. So I got the back end to the story a little bit too. I think the reason why she just went ahead and settled was because when everything initially came out, like her family just threw her under the bus, mainly her mom. Threw her under the bus, was basically like, oh, here's pictures of her smoking weed in front of her daughter, you know, bullshit like that. Of course, like in these particular times, especially going through a traumatic situation like that, as your family, as your mother, you're supposed to embrace your child and support them. So was out here slandering her name. So I have reason to believe that's the reason why she just went ahead and settled and was just like, whatever, I'm done with it. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck if she was smoking a crack pipe with her baby in her lap. What happened is embedded in both of their heads, and it's worth more than $800,000. Period. Point blank. I could blow through that in a year because first thing I'm gonna do is buy a house and pay off a couple of cars. You know what I'm saying? Money gone. Boom. That's it. So I just was like, when I read that, I was like, oh God, you've got to be fucking kidding me. The PTSD that baby is probably experiencing right now I'm sure is horrific. I'm sure it's horrific because I had to disconnect myself from that particular case because I started getting depressed when that shit went down.
Yeah, I don't really watch the news like that. Like,
oh, girl.
I can't engulf in the news. I did hear about it, read about it, you know, but I just couldn't keep watching it over and over and over again because it's going to piss me off. You know, and get me in a effed up mood. So, but $800,000, there's no way that you can replace someone's life. But $800,000 is not a lot of money. It's a cool amount of money. She can definitely do something with it if she's smart. Be smart about it. Flip that money. But there's no way that you can replace somebody's life, and $800,000 is not nearly enough for the lifetime trauma that your child is going to have to go through. I hope that she's a mother who's going to get her child some help. get her some help and not just let the money try to do the healing, because that's not going to work. You can buy anything in the world. There's no way that any material thing is going to take away the feeling and the pain and the hurt, the trauma. I can't imagine what she's going through, what her child is going through, nightmares. There's nothing that can ease that ever in life.
It's not. It's really not no amount of money or a dollar sign you could put on something as traumatic as that. But it's an insult to say, "Oh, here's $800,000." Like we did it. Here's a little change. Like, sorry, here's a check for your troubles. No. And then you know what? I don't really know what the situation with her family is, but I'm gonna say this, and hopefully somebody passed the message to somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who may know them. Don't spend her goddamn money. Do not convince her to let you hold something. Do not try to convince her to let me get this and I'm gonna flip it. No, don't leave that girl alone. Let her go on with the $800,000 that they gave her and do what she got to do for her and her baby. Right. Period.
Oh gosh, I swear.
Yeah, that one hit me like a ton of bricks when I saw that earlier. I was like, okay, you guys is really fucking up this week. Fucking up.
It's ridiculous. So we're going to move on to our melanated discussion for this week, which is cultural appropriation. That's what we're going to talk about today.
Yes.
Most importantly, stop taking our shit.
We don't like that.
It's ours. Can we not have anything?
No.
My goodness. A lot of people don't really know what cultural appropriation is. We're going to give you some definitions and we're going to give you our opinion. So first, what's cultural appropriation to you, Auntie?
I'm going to say it and Jesus Lord. So I have this conversation all the time with people. And I'm just going to break it down to where it's understandable. For me, it's when you're taking someone else's shit and you're using it as your own and claiming it as you made it, invented it, whatever. Of course, that's not the actual definition of it. That's just my layman's terms.
I'm back, people. All right. Cultural appropriation to me is when me as a black woman, when I do something that comes from my culture, my background, my heritage, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to call it, and I'm looked down at for doing this particular thing, having this particular thing, possessing this particular thing, but another group of people that has nothing to do with my culture, my race, anything that I identify with, can do the same exact thing that they turn their nose up at and profit off of it, make it cool, market it, and take it like it was their idea. Mm-hmm. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I got a lot to say, but let's just go into these definitions. So we're going to break it down for you, and we're going to define culture.
Wait, why you hand me the hand sanitizer?
Oh, no, I just moved it out the way.
I didn't even touch nothing.
You know I'm a germaphobe, right? I brought the hand sanitizer for myself because I don't like to recycle germs. Got to get rid of them. So culture is the customary beliefs, social forms, and material traits of a racial, religious, or social group. Let's see. The characteristic features of everyday existence, such as diversions or a way of life shared by people in a place or time. So that would be considered your culture, a set of values, conventions, social practices associated with a particular field activity or societal characteristic. Appropriation, an act or instance of appropriating something. I didn't really like that definition because I'm like, you didn't really explain nothing, dictionary. So something that has been appropriated specifically, it says money set aside by formal actions for a specific use. The action of taking something for one's own use, typically without the owner's permission.
That part.
The appropriation of parish funds, derogatory. The artistic practice or technique of reworking images from well-known paintings for photographs. So you can't appropriate a photograph or a picture or a painting and put it in your own work. That's plagiarism. So that's what that would be. The actual definition of cultural appropriation is a sociological concept which views the adoption or use of elements of one culture by members of a different culture as a largely negative phenomenon.
Basically, stealing our shit and using it for your own profit.
Right. I know we have swag, I know. How could you not love black people? We're magical. Yeah,
you know what? Okay, so here's my thing too, because I don't think that cultural appropriation just stops with just people, taking from stuff from black people. Of course,
of course not. But I'm going to speak for myself,
right? But I'm going to speak just in general. Of course, we do get shit taken all the time. Period. So it's more. They take it more from us. I'm just saying.
Everybody.
But y'all know I'm a huge ass Beyonce fan. But when Baby got on that video with that, she appropriates
with Coldplay.
Yes,
I know.
On the video with that, and it was beautiful. It really was.
But
it's Beyonce though.
This is no.
Tread lightly.
No, I'm all there for my girl. I don't. The fact that. Am I gonna go to my Black Panther moment? Hold on.
No, where are my glasses at?
Is this
black leather?
It's over there.
Fall out. No, I'm in my sunglasses. My shades.
Okay. Beyonce in when she had that video with Coldplay was a beautiful video, and she was like in the traditional Indian wear. Mm-hmm. Okay. Beyonce does not look down on people from India, right?
Right.
In that case, I would say it seems a little deeper, but I would say it's more of an appreciation than appropriation. Yeah, she made some money, but I don't see her disrespecting the Indian people, degrading the Indian people for their traditions. Appropriation to me is when white people specifically take something that's not theirs and make it their own, but when the culture that it came from does it, it's frowned upon. If you want to consider it cultural appropriation, okay, that's fine. If you want to say Beyonce did that, but at the end of the day, it was beautiful, and I don't think she disrespected them in any way.
I don't think it was disrespectful at all. But I'm just saying, in general, across the board, like people was getting on Katy Perry about the performance she did when she was dressed up in the what they call the dolls, the kimono with the umbrella thing, and she did a performance where she was like that.
Okay.
So people were saying that was cultural appropriation.
Gwen Stefani does it all the time.
And they were saying she's like, they're all saying that they're doing cultural appropriation. Mm-hmm. And this is why I say that term is tossed around a lot, right, and no one really understands the depth of it. Mm-hmm. Like, you're accusing these people, and by all means, I'm not going to bat for anybody but Beyonce in this situation.
Right.
I'm not going to bat for Katy Perry because I can't stand her. I'm not going to bat for Christina Aguilera or whoever.
Okay, I didn't have a problem with Gwen Stefani.
Or Gwen Stefani, yeah, her.
Because she came from a ska band. Okay, but it's about the intentions. I just think it has to do with all about the intention of the person.
It does. So one of the things that, one of the questions that was asked to me by someone was, she read an article where, and this person is Caucasian, she read an article where they were saying that when Caucasian women wear hoop earrings, it's cultural appropriation.
That's a little, I think it's a stretch.
Far-fetched. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was trying to explain to her, I don't think that way. Because you're not saying, let me get them hoop earrings, I'm going to put them on, but you look stupid in them. Like, that's not what they were, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm kind of like, and thinking in terms of the depth of the actual phrase itself instead of like the surface. Everything is not cultural appropriation. Kim Kardashian dressing up as Aaliyah for Halloween was not cultural appropriation.
I didn't find that disrespectful. No. I will not go to bat for Kim Kardashian. And
Black Twitter drugged the fuck out of her for that. I can't stand Kim Kardashian, but why? Why did y'all drag her for that? I don't get that.
I thought it was cute.
I did too. And then
she didn't wear blackface.
She didn't wear blackface. So then they compared her to Keke Palmer. I guess Keke Palmer did it one year. They did that comparison and who did it better, blah, blah, blah. And
oh my God. Like,
listen. Like, y'all got to stop throwing that term around there.
Right. They use it loosely. I like when people want to use it when it's really not happening, but when it's really happening, you don't say nothing.
Say shit, not a damn thing. And that's the problem that I have with my peoples. Because it's like I said, the depth of the phrase is not really looked at like that.
So if someone were to say a white girl wearing individuals, and would you consider that cultural appropriation or Black appreciation?
First of all, I don't think there is a thing called Black appreciation.
Right? Where?
Because I don't think that our culture is appreciated the way it should be. If it's not amongst us.
Right.
I don't think other races, specifically white people, do not appreciate Black culture. So no, that would be cultural appropriation. Why? Because we've been wearing our hair in individuals even before added hair came into play. Yeah, we've been wearing our hair in individuals since however long. Right, since the beginning of time. And now all of a sudden, Bo Derek running down the beach with Patrice Rushen braids in her head. Let's just keep it real. Right. And that's the fad for that era. Fucking Kendall Jenner did it, and she got a whole little thing in the magazine. Oh, Kendall Jenner,
boxer braids.
No, this is when she did the Patrice Rushen style like braids. And there was like new fad. Bitch, that's not a new fad. We've been doing that for years. Braids and beads. Are you kidding me?
I have a headache because it pisses me off. When they said boxer braids, I lost it because that was either Chloe or Kim who wore the cornrows going straight back.
And those are not boxer braids. I don't know where the fuck that term came from. Because
white people. Okay, so white people like to change the words to make it their own and appropriate our culture. So I had a client who made wigs, and what do we call the top part of the wig?
A frontal.
Or a closure.
Mm-hmm.
White people call them toppers.
No, Donald Trump wears a topper.
But you see how they want to change the word, like it was there, like y'all didn't make this up, like y'all so used to just taking shit and saying it's yours and nobody's saying nothing about it. No, those are not boxer braids. Those are fucking cornrows that your mom been doing, our mama's been doing since forever.
Girl, and talk cornrows. Sit down and let me plait your hair up. That's
right,
what I remember.
It's boxer braids though, and I saw those. Every little girl been wearing them. They still wear them. The knockers, I call them knockers. The balls, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I saw a designer, like a Louis Vuitton, I forget what designer it was, selling them as a hair accessory, and I'm like, you can get a whole pack of them from Walmart or Sally's for like.
On down there to the beauty supply warehouse when they got them in stock.
Yeah,
they always got them in stock. And grab them 3 for $99 and keep it pushing. Like that's not.
They were just the clear ones. They ain't have no colors. Just the clear.
So
ball.
You selling me a clear ass crack ball?
And it was like a set of 2.
Was it even elastic on it?
It was elastic.
I can't deal.
But they was selling it for a grip. 2 knocker balls, like 2 set. Really? And y'all, nobody sees a problem with this? Like, y'all don't know what we talking about? Okay. It's not appreciation, because when little girls are going to school with them in their hair are little black girls, it's a different story versus if a little white girl showed up. It just is what it is. Well, when when the black girls wear purple braids, they ghetto.
Yeah.
Now you got these white women wearing purple braids and blue and pink and oh my gosh, it's
rainbow hair.
Yeah, and they're not looked down upon. But as black people, we are.
So here's one thing I can say though. Every white person I know that have had I'm not gonna say locks. I'm gonna say dreads. If you know the difference between the two, then you know where I'm going with this. Every white person that dreads their hair, it's not socially acceptable in their culture. Like I can say culture, Jesus. It's not socially acceptable to like their people. Like they look at that as just ew.
Yeah, it's not socially acceptable, but
at the end of the day,
it's not your shit.
It's not your shit. But what I was saying is that, like, with that particular scenario, from what my experience is that
because it actually doesn't look very good.
No, it doesn't. It looks sturdy.
It looks sturdy. Pretty nasty.
Because you don't have the texture of hair,
and y'all don't use no beeswax. Y'all just
and don't wash the hair either. Now, when I was starting my locks,
you're not supposed to, but
I washed my hair. I put a stocking cap on that bitch.
You're not supposed to.
I washed my hair and my hair locked just fine. I put a stocking cap on it where you don't manipulate to shift them.
Yeah.
And then just put the head and shoulders and just did like that, rinse it out, and all was good. But with their hair, then that's because I have kinky hair. So what the water was doing was helping it lock more, helping it mat more. But they can't do that. They wash their hair, it's going to come straight out.
Ew.
Okay.
I'm not going to start up.
Yeah. So, anyway.
So, there is a debate against being accused of cultural appropriation, specifically when it comes to hairstyles, saying that any hairstyle can be worn by black women, or by anyone, I should say. Any hairstyle can be worn by anyone, and black women have adopted and copied Eurocentric hairstyles. What do you think about that? I'll let you go first.
I'm going to skip to the second part. As black people, we are born in many shades, many different hair textures, many different eye colors. Okay. I've known some black people who have had bone straight ass hair. I know some black people who have kinky ass hair. So when it comes to saying that we've copied Eurocentric hairstyles, first of all, no, we didn't. We're born that way. We're born that way. Like it's such a wide variety in being black. You can't really say which hair type is gonna land on who.
Right.
So,
but if basically they're saying if you manipulate your hair to look like this, or wear a blonde weave, but is it appropriation?
No, it's not, because black people have hair like that.
Right.
Black people are albino with blonde hair. Mm-hmm. So if I'm appropriating anybody, I'm copying my sister over here who may have the straight hair, and I'm going to get a weave with her hair texture. Or I'm going to dye my hair. Like my daughter has honey blonde hair. I'm going to dye my hair to match my daughter's hair. I'm not copying none of you motherfuckers. Like, you can go ahead and let that one go. And that's the part that really pisses me off about them saying, oh, it's a double standard dealing with cultural appropriation because you do this, you do that. No, it's not. We're a race of people who have a lot of different what am I trying to say? We're a race of people who have a lot of different hair types
and attributes.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really say that it's if I went out and I got me a bone straight ass honey blonde wig that I'm trying to appropriate Eurocentric culture.
Okay. Listen up, y'all. If you want to talk about black women buying weaves and dyeing their hair whatever color they want, and want to call that or make that your debate against cultural appropriation, or say that this black woman is trying to appropriate some imaginary culture. Let's just take a look at it from this standpoint. So when a black woman wears her hair in its natural state, the way that she was born with it, without manipulating it, she's looked down upon. When she gets a weave to not necessarily adopt the Eurocentric hairstyles, but maybe to conform a little bit to what society wants, white society, then she's looked down upon. So whether she embraces what she's naturally born with or manipulates it to look like something else, she's damned if she do, damned if she don't.
Right.
So that really pisses me off, because it doesn't matter what we do. At the end of the day, is this group of people are never going to be happy. It's always going to be something. So at the end of the day, black people, do you. I feel like we can do anything. I don't feel like black people, I mean, we could probably appropriate something, but when we embrace what we have, it's beautiful. We're looked down upon. But after years of oppression, and then some people may feel forced to, especially working in like a corporate world. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Some people feel forced to have hair and attributes that don't offend anybody. Mm-hmm. Or offend white people. So I think that's a fucking cop-out, that little debate. I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
It's fucked up too, because like the same hairstyles that are being appropriated right now from black people, you got little black girls being suspended from school for wearing those same exact
and their hair cut by a teacher. I wish. Ooh.
Oh, that's murder, kill, death right there.
Oh my gosh.
So it's crazy, because I remember little story here. So my daughter was living with her dad, and he put a perm in her head. Well, his wife did, messed up her scalp. They ended up having to shave her hair off, right?
Oh no.
So they were in Washington, predominantly white neighborhood, and I remember, her calling me crying, saying that she was being picked on by little white boys at school. Aww. Because the naturalness of her hair. I don't know if you guys have seen my daughter. My daughter's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. No matter what her hair looks like. And so when she just turned 19 this year, and this is actually this happened when she was like 8, maybe 7 or 8. Aww, this is the first year that she embraced the natural state of her hair. And I'm talking about the curl pattern is popping. Like, she has really nice hair. Mm-hmm. But because she was so traumatized by being teased by someone, she wore weaves all the time. Like, getting her to even braid her hair, put box braids in it, individuals in it, it was a fight. She didn't even want to do that, because she was so traumatized by the fact that her hair got shaved, and she just had to embrace herself. Yeah. So when I see stories of that, like these kids being sent home, or like you said, their
teachers are cutting their hair off.
And then there was another story that I just heard about. I was actually listening to The Read, where they read a teacher who actually pulled a hijab off of a student, and that was a black teacher. The teacher was black. Oh, running her hair through the baby's hair, talking about, all this good hair. Like, so
first of all, back up, get your black ass hands off me. Nobody, look, wrong is wrong. I don't give a damn. Yeah, wrong is wrong. It took me a minute to I'm still embracing. Well, I have curly hair, but when I was younger, I had a lot of hair. Mm-hmm. And I was made fun of for having a lot of hair. Right. Like, it's always been like, you're always stuck between a rock and a hard place as a black woman sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I worked at a casino, I didn't even interact with customers. I was 18, so I worked as a PBX operator for a casino. So I was in an office, and I wear my hair in my normal puff that I'm wearing right now. And we had a meeting with HR, like when you're a new employee, to go over like their policies and like rules. So this particular company actually did not allow people to wear braids.
What?
No braids. And so when the HR rep was talking, and she was Asian, but she was Asian. She was saying, she started talking about hair. Oh, your hair needs to be neatly this and neatly that, nice and clean and combed. And like, she looked in my direction, and I was like, what?
Girl, this is combed.
Okay.
Do you know how hard it is to pull this shit into a puff?
Right.
Child.
So it made me feel some type of way. And I've always had an issue with people saying things like about my hair. I have a lot of freaking hair, and it's really, really thick, and it's curly. Mm-hmm. And my waves be popping sometimes, and then sometimes they don't. But it's terrible that we have to like reiterate that you have to embrace your hair. Like, you have to embrace that. But when, what's that Racheal girl?
Rachel Dolezal?
With the...
You talking about the chick who was posing to be black?
Right.
Yeah.
She manipulated her hair to look like she had kinky hair, wavy hair, curly hair. That's cultural appropriation to me, because you manipulated your hair to take advantage of a situation for your own good.
Yeah. Another example of cultural appropriation I'm just sick of seeing is body enhancements. Like,
I was going to
tired of
say,
seeing the big asses. We're naturally born with those.
Booty's been popping for a long time. Stop it. And that's something that I wrote. I wrote that the entire black woman is appropriated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Our lips.
The things that we're frowned upon.
Right.
The things that we're looked at as like, oh, that looks nasty. She got them big old lips.
Soup coolers and all these names.
Booty so big, and you know what I'm saying? Now everybody want to have that.
Right. Booty was cracking way before.
Way before.
We was doing the butt. Okay? Not me, because that's before my time.
Well, I was doing the butt in my biker shorts and my Roman sandals.
Right. And then, I just... The do-rags. You seen white people wear do-rags? What are you trying to do with that rag?
First of all, let's talk about the hip-hop culture being appropriated. Period.
Entirely.
Period.
That's just a whole nother show. Macklemore.
Post Malone.
Oh, my gosh.
You want to take it back? Vanilla Ice.
And he was a fucking buffoon.
Like, I can go on and on and on and on about different stuff that's being culturally appropriated, but my main thing is to my people, to black people, stop throwing the phrase around, because what's going to happen is when it's time for it to be taken seriously, it's not going to be. Right. Because you're crying wolf on every single thing a white person does. Not to mention, crying wolf on every single thing that they do is also setting the tone of just lost my train of thought. Setting the tone, give me 2 seconds. You're staring at me. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Oh, setting the tone of, oh, there they go again. Mm-hmm. Just talking. Don't nobody want your culture, but yet you've been in the corner with boxer braids, air quotes, and a booty that look like you looking like an ant. You ever seen that movie Ants?
Yes.
That's what Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian looks like.
She looks like a duck butt. Like,
it's disgusting.
Out of proportion, disgusting. And you got stick legs with this, and it looks gross. She's just dragging that thing.
Yeah.
And one thing I did kind of make note of is how there's differences. Not saying that this is cultural appropriation. It's not cultural appropriation because it's been going on for years. But 16 and pregnant. If we make a comparison with 16 and pregnant, it's a bunch of white girls pregnant in high school. If this show was about black girls, it would be ghetto, hood, and I can't believe that they would do that. Where are their parents? But they got a whole ass show. They done came up many times. They're set for being a fast ass.
Let's talk about this, though, because I seen a meme today on Facebook where they were saying, my cousin My cousin died in jail for selling marijuana, which is doing the same thing that people are profiting off now by opening a store.
Ugh, that is
not saying that selling drugs is a cultural thing.
Weed is an herb. It is. It's natural. Now, if your ass is cooking up, go
ahead.
If you cooking up some,
whip it, do the
wait, what is it called? Why am I having brain fart?
Money. Talking crack.
No, meth. If you in the kitchen whipping up some meth, that's a drug. If you want to get some Percocets, that's a drug. Codeine, that's a drug. All these things that are, you can get a prescription for. All these things are drugs, but an herb that literally grows from the ground that can cure us of many things, can heal us. We have black men in jail still to this day in the same states that it's legal.
Yeah. Yep.
Why? Let them out. Give them a business license. They was doing it before.
Might as well.
Like, come on.
But then you want to say that we don't have jobs. We had a whole ass operation going.
We had an ecosystem, okay? But you went and fucked that up, didn't you?
Like I said, that's just an example, not really of cultural appropriation, because you don't want to say that black people are associated with drug culture. But it's just a clear example of how something that's been done by black people and frowned upon is now being taken and looking as it like, oh, dispensaries now open. Let's go get some edibles. Let's go do this. Yay, it's for sale now.
Now it's all good because the government can profit off of it. But anyways, what about a China bang? Is that cultural appropriation?
I always wore China
I love a China bang.
Forehead, so
me too.
That forehead is
never
huge.
find.
That forehead is huge, but yeah,
cultural appropriation. I mean, and to be honest, like I love the Indian culture. I've always gravitated towards like the Indian culture, the colors, the way they dress, the nose ring, but that's also African culture too. So, Beyonce, that's your people.
I've always been very, very attracted to New Orleans culture, Creole, Cajun, West Indian, African culture out of that particular Gulf Coast region. But sometimes I have to catch myself because I feel like I didn't grow up there. Like, am I appropriating their culture? Like,
what specifically though?
The music.
Oh no,
dancing.
That's
food.
You still black. That's still your people.
I get that, but
it's not your region.
It's not my region.
So can you wear Tim since you're not from New York?
I don't even wear Tim. That wasn't even a good example. That wasn't a good example.
You mad Aggie?
But no, because that's for me. That's like a way of dress. That's a way of dress.
You're right.
But like their culture of like voodoo and stuff like that. That type of stuff is what I have to catch myself with. Like
those are roots. I would say those are roots and embedded cultures that originated from indigenous people and Africa. So anything that is of our people, we can adopt. They do the continent of Africa. There's all different cultures going on in the continent of Africa. Whatever you identify with, I feel that that's not a problem because at the end of the day, I feel like that's still ours. We have a diaspora. There's a disconnect from our culture. So we adopt. I feel that it's okay to adopt whatever you're drawn to that has to do with your people. You know?
Yeah.
And for example, I saw something on I think it was a meme. No, it was an article that said something like Africans feel that black people in America have made the African culture a trend now. Mm-hmm. And that made me feel some type of way because, we were either already in this culture or country, or we were brought to this country from Africa, and we don't know what's what. Right. We don't, so we're adopting what we feel closest to. And now I see more black people, which is a beautiful thing, adopting and gravitating towards the root, our root. And so I feel that if it's true, if African people do feel that we're making it a trend, great. I think that's great. It should be a trend that stays.
And see, that's one of the things, like, One of the things I learned about like people from specific countries when they have like the Americanized version of their culture. And I'm not going to say the Latino culture because they're very big on, we don't care if you was born in America and lived here all your life. If your parents is Puerto Rican, you can do everything Puerto Ricans do. That's not, Latins are like that.
And that's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be. However, I've heard like people say, oh, because like my kids are Jamaican. Well, if they didn't grow up in Jamaica, they can't do the culture. Like I've had a Jamaican person tell me that. You can't say you're from Jamaica if you aren't really from Jamaica. That's not your culture. You didn't grow up in that culture. When that's bullshit.
Right.
Because what happened was we were given this specific type of culture when we came over, and it just
we weren't given. We were forced to take.
Yeah. And it just we just kind of turned it and molded into our own, what they call now African American culture, but it's so much more to it. And I actually just had a conversation with this about this with my friend Mary. It's so much more to it. Like I did a genealogy test last year, and I found out 86% sub-Saharan African. It didn't tell me exactly which country, nothing like that. So I want to do one more deeper, because when I find out wherever it is I'm from, I'm going to get more into that culture. Right. Like period point blank, because that's who I am.
Right.
I don't feel like I have American culture in me because of the simple fact that I'm not treated as an American at all. Period point blank, based on the color of my skin. Right. And that's just the real. So I don't feel like I belong here. I'm here because that's where I'm at. But I don't feel like I belong here.
Yeah, I think that one thing I love, I've always studied the real history of black Americans, the real history, the real stories, not what they tell you in school. I've always studied that on my own outside of school. I've always felt more connected with I have indigenous blood. I have African blood. I have family from the South. I have family that was here from the beginning. So I connect a little more with my African than anything. It feels like home, when you're able to wear the clothes that make you feel good, wear the jewelry that makes you feel good. I wear a $6 bracelet that I bought from this African lady. I wear it every day, and I always get compliments on it. Like, it makes me feel good, and it makes me feel closer. I love the music. I don't want to be looked down upon because I am embracing what is truly me. Yeah. So that's where that lies. With other cultures, like Victoria's Secret.
And they good for that.
If I see one more model in a headdress, like we done told y'all. There's been so many conversations about feather headdresses on these European models. Yeah. Stop it. Stop. Just stop it. I'm not gonna lie. The black girl with the buzz cut, and she had the African beaded jewelry on. It was beautiful. But at the end of the day, it's Victoria's Secret. And they're profiting off of this, So.
But, and then not to mention, too, because a lot of Native Americans, the wear that they were wearing, that's sacred to them.
That's a chief's headdress. That's disrespect.
Total disrespect.
God.
Yeah, and so they don't understand that.
No, they don't care.
No.
They don't care. It's disgusting. I also like the Japanese culture. Like, how they dress, they the little cartoon girls that wear the short dresses and the little stockings.
Oh, like the anime type.
I think it's so cute. I think it's adorable, and that's something that they do, and I think it's really cute. Yeah. I think it's cute. I love it. Would it be appropriating if I were dressed that? Am I disrespecting them? Am I taking it for my own profit?
I wouldn't do it personally because I would feel like it is a form of appropriation. Yeah, it's really cute or whatever, but that is their culture. It's the pop culture for them. in their specific area.
They sure taking our stuff.
I mean, who ain't?
Right.
It's up for grabs.
It's
in their
really
eyes.
not.
No, in their eyes. It's up for grabs. We see them holding it and they're like, yeah, I'll take that right now.
Right. Like, no. A kimono, Black China's mama. Auntie's rubbing her head because what's her mom's name again?
Tokyo Tony.
Like, come on now. Yeah. Why are you...
First of all, why do you even have a name? A stage name?
She was a stripper.
Oh, that was her name?
I guess, but she was a stripper.
Oh. Okay.
You ain't... Oh, gosh.
Well, it is what it is. Po baby dream. She don't have not a good woman in her life.
Oh, my gosh. I think she might be better off with Chris.
No, because as soon as she have some kids, she going to be pimping them out because her grandma going to teach her the way. I'm good. Poor dream. Poor dreamy.
Tokyo Drift.
I can't deal with
She wears the kimonos and the chopsticks in her hair. Is that appropriating?
Yeah, because that's some type of I don't know what it is exactly, but that's some type of something sacred to their culture as well.
So, is it wrong?
It's wrong if we're going to say if they wear individuals, that's cultural appropriation.
But we can put some chopsticks in our hair.
You know, you got to call a spade a spade. You can't be...
I don't wear chopsticks in my hair.
I don't either. Well, I used to when it was real popular back when I was in my ignorant days.
I remember.
But,
and you had some butterflies in your hair too, huh?
No,
I'm just
butterflies.
I did.
But, like, we can't really say... And this is the problem that I like... feel like this was a needed topic just to educate like some black people, because we typically fall into a situation where we're the pot calling the kettle black. Mm-hmm. And we have to understand that we can't do that.
Right. Embrace what's yours, because that's what you're gonna look best in.
Period.
Tokyo Drift looks like a damn fool with chopsticks in her hair and wearing a kimono.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
Sarah,
who?
The white girl wearing the box braids, that's her name.
Oh.
You look a damn fool with box braids. Stop.
And it's a waste of your time because they're going to slide out. There's no kink in your hair for it to grab onto.
You ain't gonna have no edges, Sarah. None. Stop. Just stop. Embrace what's yours. I don't know what white culture is. Stealing? I don't know. But don't steal my shit no more. Okay, I guess I gotta stop.
Okay, so I saw somewhere on Facebook, and I guess we had to start wrapping up because we almost had an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
I saw somewhere on Facebook where somebody said white people don't have culture, right?
What is it?
And so I had to tell them American white people don't. Their culture...
Sorry. I'm sorry. That one really got me effed up.
Their culture is football, tailgating, stuff like that. That's
stuff
that can be done in other countries, whatever. But you'd still have like people who are from Germany.
Yeah, they
Russia.
have cultures.
They have culture. So it was like I was telling this girl, like, don't generalize just every white person in that bubble,
right?
Because
Italian people
they
have a
culture.
Separate culture.
And so she actually got mad at it. I was like, look, baby, I'm just trying to educate you so that somebody else...
She was mad?
She was big mad. Like, you don't know, blah, blah, blah. I ended up deleting the thread because I was like, I'm done. But yeah, it was like, I was just like, I'm just trying to not advocate for no other race, but broaden your horizons. Don't always just put... If you don't want to be put in a bubble...
It's because when they say black, they don't associate it with no country.
Right.
We have no origin to them, you know. So when they say white, it probably is like it's the same thing. It's all in one. But white people, there are some white families who still embrace their Italian culture, still embrace their Russian and German and whatever. But because there's a disconnect with black people and their origins, they're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
You're gonna talk to you blue in the face.
Well, and I'm done with that. I'm over talking till I'm blue in the face because it's like, you don't get it. It's fine. I'm not going to argue. I'm going to say my point and keep it pushing, chunk up the deuce. And it was good talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm tired of getting angry.
Right.
Over it. But yeah, so that will wrap up this week's show. We went a little long this week, but it was definitely needed because this was some stuff that just needed to be said with everything that's going on in the world today. So
yeah.
Be sure to check out our website, melaninboulevard.com. Boulevard is spelled completely out. And of course, if you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to Melanin Boulevard on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud. Of course, Boulevard is spelled out on there as well. Do not be petty, people. Give us that 5-star rating. And then make sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter, and IG at Melanin Boulevard. It's abbreviated. And don't forget to tell your friends so they can tell their friends. And we can be friends. Mm-hmm. And we can do it every Thursday then.
If you want to.
All right. Is that all right with you? All right, y'all. Bye.
Wait. I got one more thing to say.
She has one more thing to say.
It's a quote. I thought it was pretty funny. No matter what color you are, stay black. I didn't say it. Robin Thede did. The comedian. We're just kidding. Black people stay black. Everybody else, stay what you are. Stay black and stay beautiful. This episode of Melanin Boulevard has been executive produced by Racheal Martin.